Marks, Jim Perry.
See, I always take the microphone when you run away. Andy Anderson of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, who watches us on WDAM TV, Channel 7, wants to see more of you and Lois. So if I just stand there and you hold the microphone, then he's going to see more of you. Why are you giggling, Janice? That's it. Andy's seen enough of you. Look at this. I got to keep leaning over. You're a big help, Janice. I'll be down here on my knees. So get out of here. That's Janice. We'll show you Lois a little bit later. And Andy Anderson, thank you for the opening poem, and you do indeed have good taste because they are two lovely ladies and a pleasure to work with. We're going to put them to work right now dealing out the cards, and we'll meet our card sharks. Patrice Burris. Hi, Patrice, our champion. Nice to see you again.
Oh, it's nice to be here.
Now, you've been with us for a few shows. You're doing very well, but we might have some new viewers tuning in. I always hope we have new viewers, so won't you tell us about yourself again?
Certainly. My name is Patrice Burris. I'm from Mission Hills, California. Formerly a school teacher, I'm now a wife and mother. And the special thing about today is my parents' 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's nice. Well, our congratulations to your parents. Are they here with you in the studio?
My father's here in the studio.
Well, we wish him well, and we wish your mother well as well. That is very nice. That's always nice to hear. You can buy him a pretty sizable present, too, Patrice.
Yeah, I can.
$15,000 in cash you've won here on Car Shark so far. Here's a lady who's going to try to stop her. Patty Campbell, our challenger. Hi, Patty.
Hi.
Won't you tell us about yourself again?
Sure, I'm Patty Campbell. I'm originally from Redondo Beach, California. I've been happily married for almost 6 years now, and I've been a flight attendant with one of the major airlines for almost 6 years, too. And I love sports, especially tennis and swimming and bicycling.
Now, you say originally from Redondo Beach, California, like it's so far away. That's not so far.
Well, most people, are from Illinois or Iowa or someplace like that, and I don't want to admit to that.
Oh, I see. Everybody in Illinois and Iowa, just write to Patty and Sheriff. Nice to have you back here with us, both of you, and you both cut the cards, of course, in front of the audience.
Yes.
Then we will start. We play the best 2 games out of 3. We're in the middle of game number 1. Looking at the board, Patrice has moved over. She now has an 8 as her base card. She needs 1 card for the game. Patty, the challenger, has a better base card of 4, but she needs 2 cards. And we're on question 3. First game, best 2 out of 3, and we pick up where we left off. Patrice, we surveyed 100 prison inmates. These are all men who are currently serving time in San Quentin prison. And we asked them, do you really believe that honesty is the best policy? How many inmates think honesty is the best policy?
Well, I feel that if they're in San Quentin, somewhere in their lives they were not real honest. So they must not really feel that is true. So I'm going to say...
how many think it is the best policy?
How many think it is the best policy? I'll say 33 think it's the best policy.
Patrice says that 33 out of 100 inmates said honesty is the best policy.
Well, honesty is the best policy. Some of those people might not be in prison right now. So I'm going to say that number's probably a little bit lower.
Lower than that?
Yes.
If it is lower, Patty, you'll play your cards. If not, Patrice plays hers. And the actual number of inmates who believe that honesty is the best policy is 40. Not lower. Patrice, 40. And we left off with an 8 as your base card, Patrice.
I think I'd like to change that.
Whenever you win the question, you have the right to change it. The 8 becomes a queen.
Good card. Lower.
If this card is lower, Patrice has the first game of the match for the win. No, it is not lower. Patty, a free chance to play off the 4.
Higher.
Higher than the 4, a jack.
Lower.
This for the win, lower. No. Neither player could turn that last card over. And as Janice fills in the spaces where it's sudden death, someone's got to win it right now. Patty, we asked 100 married women who own a cat. Who's the more finicky eater, your cat or your husband? How many women said their husband is a more finicky eater?
Oh, that sounds like an up-the-middle type question. Some husbands are quite finicky. Others learn with time that not to be so finicky. I'm going to say 49.
Just break them in right. They won't get so finicky, huh, Patty? Patty says 49 out of 100 married women who own a cat said their husband is a more finicky eater.
Oh, I think the cat's more finicky, so the number I think is lower.
You say lower.
Right.
The actual number of women whose husband is more finicky than their cat is 32. You're right. It is lower, Patrice. Patrice, it's sudden death. You have a queen. You need 1 card. Patty is a 4. She needs 2, but you've got control. Play it or pass it.
I think I'll play it.
You're going to try to do it yourself. You're going to do it with a queen.
Lower.
Lower. For the game, if it's lower, Patrice wins. If not, it belongs to Patty. No! Patty wins it. As once again, Patrice could not turn that last card over. Wow, you've had kings and queens there, and everything worked out for the challenger as game one. And now the champion has to try to make a comeback. Can she do it? We'll find out right after this. Game one went to the challenger. Janice is dealing out the same 2 decks of cards with the next cards off the top of the decks. And Patrice, who has some catching up to do. Now, you haven't been behind very often, Patrice.
Just one other time.
One other time. Now she's got to try to make a comeback. Patrice, we asked 100 marriage counselors. Generally speaking, does a man who has been divorced 3 times have a reasonable chance of making his 4th marriage a success? How many marriage counselors said, yes, he does have a reasonable chance for a successful 4th marriage?
Well, my father used to do some counseling in marriage, and he has explained to me that usually 2nd, 3rd, 4th are a little bit harder as far as keeping it intact. So I think the number, it's how many...
How many said, yes, they have a chance for a successful 4th marriage?
I'll say 38 have a chance.
38 out of 100. Marriage counselors said, after 3, you still have a reasonable chance for success in the 4th.
Well, the 3rd time is usually the charm, and once you start going past the 3rd time, I imagine it's still going to go downhill, and I imagine that marriage counselors would agree with that. I'm going to say that number's a little bit lower.
Lower than that. The actual number of marriage counselors who said a man divorced 3 times has a chance for making his 4th marriage a success is 31. It is a little lower. Patty. And the challenger starts game 2 with a 10.
I think we'll change that card. Try something else.
Winning the question, she changes it to an 8.
Oh, up the middle, we'll guess it and say higher.
Higher than an 8? No, a 7 is not higher. And now Patrice has a free chance to play a king.
Good card. Lower.
Lower than a king. A 5.
Higher.
Risking it higher, it is a jack.
Lower.
Lower than the jack, an 8. You were going off that jack with a lot of confidence, since a lot of face cards have already gone through your deck, Patrice. And now, Patty, the question to you. Patty, we asked 100 women in their 40s. Sounds like a soap opera. As the sands of time slip through the hourglass for you, which is slipping faster, your top or your bottom? How many women in their 40s said their bottom is slipping faster?
Well, I'm a long way off from being 40, but my mother and many of her friends are. And I think a lot of people are, don't tell my mother this, probably worry about...
Your mother, the child bride, really?
Yes, she was only 13 when she got, no.
How many said the bottom is slipping faster?
Yes, the bottom slipping faster, I think, would say about 39.
Patty says 39 out of 100 said the bottom is slipping faster than the top. Women in their 40s.
I think that number's going to be higher. I think the bottom has a tendency to do
goes first. The actual number of women in their 40s whose bottom is slipping faster is 61. It is much higher. Patrice with an 8.
Okay, let's change that card.
Getting rid of the middle card. A 3. Now, you haven't been able to turn that card over yet. That's all right. I remember it's a 3. Thank you, Janice. And she says it's higher for the win. No! Again, she could not turn the last card over. Patty, play off the 8 again.
Well, since it's my lucky chance here, I think I'll stick with my intuition and say higher.
Higher than an 8? No. Once again, a 7 was turned over. Thank you, Jan. And Janice will finish her housekeeping there as the question goes to you, Patrice. And you've had troubles with that last card. Patrice, we asked the mayors of 100 cities across the country. Since you've become mayor, have you gotten a traffic ticket in your own town? How many mayors said they have gotten a ticket?
Well, I don't know if this is good, right or not, but I don't think that if a policeman stopped a mayor that he'd get a ticket. I mean, personal opinion, I don't think they would. So I think it's going to be a low number. I'm going to say 20.
Patrice says 20 out of 100 have gotten a ticket. Patty?
I've gotten stopped by a policeman a number of times, and about half the time I've been lucky enough to cry my way out of it or something. And I would imagine that a mayor would have a little more pull, and I think that number's going to be lower.
Mayor Bradley would look funny crying, I would
Yes.
think. You say lower. The actual number of mayors who've gotten a traffic ticket in their own town is 23, not lower. Patrice. And again, Patrice, we're looking at that one card to tie things up.
It's got to be higher.
Higher than a 3. This time it is. And Patrice ties up the match. Wow. That is about the 5th time you got to that last card. It turned over this time, and so we set up for the tiebreaker. Each player with 1 game and $100. 3 cards up there, 3 questions here. Patty, our man on the street, went to Italy, where he asked 100 men in Milan, do you approve of young couples living together before they get married? How many Italian men said yes, they do approve of couples living together?
Italians are quite romantic, but they're also very Catholic. And they, stick by their religion pretty much. I'm going to say about 45.
Patty says 45 out of 100 do approve of couples living together.
Well, I think the Catholic is stronger than the romantic, so I'm going to say it's lower.
Lower. The actual number of Italian men who approve of couples living together is 92. Wow. Romantic is definitely stronger. So Patty gets control in the tiebreaker, starting with a 7.
Change that card.
Getting rid of the 7, 10.
Lower.
Lower than the 10. It is a 4.
Higher.
If it's higher, we have a new champion for the win. We do with an 8. Patty wins it. Well, tight match. And Patrice Barras, time to say goodbye. Congratulate your parents on that 40th anniversary. That's lovely.
Will.
And you are leaving us with $15,100 in cash.
I had a wonderful time.
You've been a great champion. Thank you, Patrice.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Patrice Barras. Patty, come on down here. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
This is the place to be.
Yes, I was lucky, I think.
Oh, you're a good player. You defeated a tough champion. So I hope that Patty does just as well as Patrice, maybe better. She can do it. Right after this commercial break comes the money cards. $100 in your pocket already?
Yes, that's great. I'm ready to go for the big money here.
Okay, if Patty's ready, let's do it. Let's get to the money cards. Come on up there, Patty. Everybody rooting you on. And Janice and Lois will start dealing out the money cards as we give you $200 of new money on the bottom line. 3 cards. Bet them as you will. Move up to the second level. We'll add another $200 of betting money. 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card. The big bet, there you must risk at least half the money. Okay. Good luck, Patty. We're all with you.
Okay,
here's $200. And you can change your base card on each of the 3 levels. And we'll start up. Lois, I'm just going to take my time taking the cards so we get a look for Andy Anderson to get a look at you. Okay? Now let's get to the business at hand. Thank you, Lois. $200. You start with a 6.
Oh, change that card, please, Jim.
You've got to play this one. The next card off the top of the deck. Another 6.
I don't believe it. I'm going to say $100 higher.
Half of it, $100 that this card is higher than a 6. It is.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm going to say $100 higher.
Again, a $100 bet. Higher than a 7. Yes, with a king.
All of it lower.
$400, the whole thing. Lower than a king. No. Ooh, with an ace.
That's okay.
But you're not out of it because there are 4 cards to go. We're going to give you the other $200 as we move up a great card.
Okay, all of it. It is lower.
Come on, let's double that $200. Lower than an ace. Yes.
Okay,
we're back in it.
That's still a good card. But I'm going to play it a little conservative and say $300 and the next card is higher.
$300.
Yeah.
Higher than a 5. Yes, another ace.
All right. Here goes. All of it that the next card is lower.
Trying to double it for $1,400 lower than an ace. That's right, for 14. Up goes the 5. Patty, do you want that card for the big bet?
Fives are a difficult card to decide upon. I'm going to take my chances and go with the audience and change it.
Trying to improve the 5. Can she improve it for the big bet? A queen.
Right.
Patty, you must bet at least $700. You have $1,400 and a queen. What's your big bet?
I'm a gambling lady. All of it that the next card is lower.
Other 2 aces out and a king. You've got a queen. Come on. Double or nothing for $2,800. Lower than a queen. No! 3 aces.
3 aces. Oh, no.
In, what, 7 cards? 3 of them were aces. Oh.
There's another game ahead. I'll be back.
That's the only way to feel. Doggone it. Come on down here, Patty. Oh, 3 aces. I can't remember when 3 aces came out like
I
that.
thought there was too many, not very many face cards, so I figured.
You had the odds going, but she feels she's going to do it again. Maybe she will. She's still got $200 in her pocket. The new challenger coming out after this. Mike Guarino. Hello, Mike.
How you doing?
Mike, welcome.
Thank you.
Won't you tell us about yourself?
Well, my name is Michael Guarino. I'm from Maplewood, New Jersey. I'm a salesman. I've sold everything from building materials to pizza supplies. And I'm out here. I left the rain and humidity of the east to come to the heat and humidity of the west.
Good to have you here, Mike. Maplewood's very pretty there. I was born in Camden, as a matter of fact. Right down the road a piece.
Yes.
Good to have you here, Michael. You cut your cards?
Yes, I did.
And here we go. Starting the best 2 out of 3 with a question to Patty. Patty, we found 100 married women who had looked for a husband through a computer dating service. And we asked them, was the man you ended up marrying someone you met through the computer dating service? How many women said they did meet their husband on a computer date?
Oh, goodness. I don't know too many people that have gone through those computer dating, but I guess once you do get involved and you meet a few people that have the same likings and everything as you do, there might be a few people that end up marrying them. I'd say about 25.
25 out of 100 who had computer dated met their husband on a computer date.
Jim, I don't believe those computer dates work out. They may go all right for a date or two, but they don't end up in marriage, so I'm going to say it's going to be lower.
Lower. Very firm about that, wasn't he, friends? The actual number of women who met their husband on a computer date is 6. He was right. Yes, indeed. So Mike, the challenger, starts the match with a 9.
Change that card, please.
Winning the question, a 3.
Beautiful. Higher.
Higher than a 3, a 10.
Lower.
Risking it lower. No, Jack is not lower. Right away, the champion gets a free chance to play a 3.
Fantastic. Higher.
Higher than a 3. A 2. Ooh, and the good cards failed Patty again. Mike, this question to you. Mike, we asked 100 teachers of high school sex education classes. Do kids today know more about sex than when you were in high school? How many sex educators said kids today do know more about sex?
Oh, that's definitely true today. When you have so many of these live-in marriages, they must have learned from somewhere, so they learned when they were in high school.
Most marriages are live-in, I would think.
Well,
yes.
I mean these live-in that are not married. So I'm going to say that's kind of high. I'm going to say about 82.
Mike says 82 out of 100 sex educators said, yeah, the kids today know more.
I agree that kids today know a lot more, but I think that it's going to be a little bit lower.
Lower, a little lower. The actual number of sex educators who said today's kids know more about sex is 68. It is a little lower. Patty. And Patty, we left off with a 3.
Oh, Jim, that's such a good card. I'm going to try it again and say higher.
Higher than a 3?
Yes.
No!
Higher, Jim, higher.
Mike plays his 3. He's not even waiting. He says higher. He's right.
Higher, Jim, higher.
Higher than the 5. A 7.
3s.
Now Mike has a 2-card advantage. And Patty, this question to you. Still shaking your head over that 3.
I don't believe these cards here.
Patty, we surveyed 100 people who live on the San Andreas Fault. And that's the big earthquake fault which runs through California. And we asked them, do you think that a great quake, like the one that destroyed San Francisco, will happen again in California in your lifetime? How many people living on the San Andreas Fault think another great quake will happen in their lifetime?
Well, a lot of people that live on the San Andreas Fault, since it goes all the way through California, there's a lot of homes there and everything, and they're probably counting their pennies and everything and hoping that it's not.
So how many think it will?
How many say it will? I think probably about 29.
Patty said 29 out of 100 said, yeah, another great quake is coming in their lifetime.
I think a lot of these people that are living on the quake where the fault is on the San Andreas Fault, I don't think they can get out of there. They got to stay there. But I think they still worry that it's going to have another earthquake, and I think it's going to be higher.
You say higher?
Yes.
The actual number of people who think another great quake will happen in their lifetime is 56. Mike, you're right. It is higher.
Change the 7, please.
Mike wants to get rid of the 7. A king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. A 10.
Lower.
For the first game of the match, lower. No. Mike couldn't do it, and Patty is still in it looking at that 3.
Looking good, and I'm going to say higher.
Higher than a 3. This time it is.
All right, that time. Higher.
Higher than the 5. No. And she couldn't do it again. Janice fills in the spaces, and we'll be right back right after this message. That's all the time we have. Have a good day. See you next time on Card Sharks.
A representative of the studio audience will receive a Botany 500 blazer to fit almost every lifestyle, meticulously tailored, furnished by Botany. And some of our contestants will receive Blue Luster Shampooer and Blue Luster Plus Carpet Shampoo, with grease cutters and brightness to remove ground-in dirt and grime, and long-lasting DuPont Lucite paint, custom blended in a rainbow of more than 1,000 colors for inside or outside your home. Self-sealing Lucite goes on easy, looks great, and a serving tray and light lunch. Hot, delicious noodles in rich, thick sauces with about half the calories of a cheeseburger light lunch from Lipton. And a knife set Diet Parquet from Kraft has half the calories of regular margarine and a fresh, delicate taste. It's America's best-selling diet spread.
Takes poise.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.